Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Anderson. I am Zach Anderson. Today we're here at Sage Sound Studios in Shelton for the 31st edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by Passing Strange. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Please introduce yourselves and your instruments.
I'm Kate. I have vocals and piano.
And I'm Anthony, and I play the drums.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm going to ask you the difficult questions, as long as they have something to do with your band name. So we're going to start with P. How did Passing Strange form? Any particular memories about your first gig together?
You want to take that one?
Sure.
It's kind of your doing.
So, a couple of years ago, I was in a Kiss tribute band.
Okay.
It's my favorite band. And there's a place close by here, American Pie.
Mm-hmm.
And they had an open mic, and when we were just getting started, we started playing there, just trying out a couple songs, like almost like a dress rehearsal type thing.
Right.
And I worked with Kate, and she mentioned that she sang and played piano, and I thought she should come down to the open mic and play.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got her to come down, and you did Criminal.
If you want to apple Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Nice.
Weird
And
combo.
yeah.
But
So the whole time she's playing, I'm watching going, I can hear drums.
Mm-hmm.
And so afterward I said to her, how about we come back next week and do the same thing, except I'll jump on the drums. And we did, and it was just, you know.
I think we played covers for a week, and then I was like, song.
Yeah,
We just instantly
right.
became
I thought-
original.
I thought originally that's what we would do, just we'll play covers, but we'll play like jazzy, cool, different, you know,
Yeah.
kind of way of doing them. And it just evolved into...
Yeah, it was a happy accident.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell me about your most recent album, Come Whatever Storms.
That came out, when did it come out? I'm the worst.
July.
Our first album was kind of jazzier,
Yeah.
fun, kind of dark in some spots.
Mhm.
Got compared to Tori Amos and Fiona Apple a lot. Whereas this one, I think we kind of found our sound more. It's a lot indie-er and indie-er, is that a word? More indie?
It is now.
Yeah.
Whatever. A lot more lyrically driven,
Mhm.
I think. Definitely more fun on the drums too. We've got some
Yeah, well, I mean, the first album was, the whole thing was written and recorded in 2 months.
Yeah.
And so we were just kind of just throwing stuff out there, throwing it together, and, you know, we recorded it, and that was it. But the second album, we had time to, like...
It was a project.
Yeah, we wrote
Yeah.
them, and then we played them and rehearsed them for over a year before we recorded them. And so we really just found our sound in there. Now it's just like a jazzy, bluesy, rock kind of mishmash.
Yeah, there's so many genres we can't even keep up.
Well, I've been enjoying it a lot lately, so
Thanks.
you're welcome. So how do you guys, what is your songwriting process? Do you guys tend to start with music or lyrics? Does it vary song to song?
I always start with lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Every band I listen to, I've even shown him music, and it could be every song sounds the same, it's an acoustic guitar, but the lyrics are like always my driving force for if I like a band.
Yeah.
So it'll either start as like a poem, or I just write lyrics, mix with piano. I bring it to Anthony, essentially, and your approach is just natural. It's just like no warning, he doesn't want to hear it first, just play it and he'll jump in.
Right.
Well, what's really cool, because we are just piano and drums, Kate was originally a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
So the way she plays piano, it's very percussive.
Right.
There's, I guess, you can hear a beat in there.
Yeah.
And she plays that, you know, and I pick right up on it, and then I try to adapt that to the drums. And a lot of times she'll have like one idea where this one's going to be really slow and quiet, and then I come in and
I'll have like a theme, but that's
and I
about
turn it
it.
upside down.
But that's one of the main reasons why we don't have a bass player, because my left hand, I'm drumming
Right.
the whole time.
yeah,
So
there's a bottom end there, so.
That works. How do you go about choosing songs for a set list? Does it fall in one person, or do you guys, is it collaborative? How's it work?
that is always collaborative.
Yeah, I mean, we like a variety. We have, because we don't just play all slow, quiet songs. You know, we have some that are a little bit more rockin', but we try to pick the songs that sound most different from each other.
Yeah.
Obviously our favorites, the ones that go over really well live, and some of them just don't go over well live.
Yeah.
You know, they're just better on the CD. But in this, like lately, we just really play the second album. Like we have, I think there's like 3 songs we'll play off the first one.
Yeah.
Because it feels like that's not who we are anymore.
Okay.
So the second that's us. That's,
Gotcha.
you know,
Well, it depends on the venue too. If it, like here, we're playing a lot of quieter, deeper songs because people
Yeah.
really hear it compared to a bar.
Right.
One thing we do like to do is start off with something that like punches you right in the face, because I think when we're set up on stage and you see a piano and drums,
Yeah.
people picture this like kind of quiet jazz, so we come out swinging to
Yeah.
kind of catch you by
Yeah.
surprise.
that's true.
Awesome. Now, who would you say are your biggest musical inspirations or influences individually as well as a group?
This is gonna get weird.
Yeah.
Pretty different.
Well, like one of my favorite drummers was the drummer of the Deftones.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the way he approaches a drum part. He would write a drum part. He's not just a background player.
Right.
So the Deftones they were a big influence on me, you know, drumming wise. But for mood and like a lot of the primal beats is definitely Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
And when I was first starting to learn how to play drums, the one drummer that really sticks out that I used to mimic and kind of, I don't know, like when I was playing along with him, trying to like get creative on his stuff, was the Doors drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had such an unusual setup, he was forced to kind of like play a little differently to, you know, with the lack of a bass player, and he did a lot of Latin beats, a lot of jazz beats, and so I try to channel him a lot, you know, so.
Cool. I have some different depending on what it is. Lyrically, it's gonna be Julian Baker and Phoebe Bridgers are my 2 heroes. They're just these sad chicks. Well, they're not sad, but they play sad songs on their guitar, and it just makes me cry every time. And Death Cab, very heavily influenced for lyrics. Like he was saying, for mood, I was always an emo chick. I love Brand New. I love all that dark, even Marilyn Manson. And Fiona Apple, obviously. I can't not name drop her as a female piano player. Together, I mean, we get a kind of... We always hear Tori Amos, we always hear Fiona. I think that's our band approach.
Well, what's cool is we don't try to emulate
Right.
anything, it's just,
No,
this is what
just
comes
kinda
out.
comes out.
Yeah. So.
Awesome. Now, do you guys have anything that's necessary you have to do before a show? Do you have any pre-show rituals?
We usually have wine.
I like a glass
We
of
didn't
wine.
this time, so we'll see how this goes.
But I still get I get jitters.
Yeah, that
So,
helps.
yeah.
That makes us sound awesome. We just get it wrong. No, we have a glass of wine.
Glass of wine.
I always warm up obnoxiously to Paramore in the car and like scream it, and he gets all
Like,
annoyed.
can you
Me
please
too.
warm up?
He's like, put on us. I'm like, no, I need to sing this. But nothing gets your voice ready like Paramore. I'm telling you.
Do you guys have any big goals for this upcoming year? Writing, recording, touring?
Well, writing, recording, we are pooped, I think. We've like poured it on the last few years. So we have some projects we're working on with new songs, but we're taking our time and just soaking it in.
Yeah.
Well, next month we have, I've never done anything like this before, we have a big benefit concert.
Yeah.
We had an article printed about us in the Milford paper,
Nice.
and there's a song that we're playing tonight called We're Here, and it's like about survival, and there's an organization called Bridges Healthcare and the Milford Arts Council. They saw the article and they wanted to put on a benefit concert where the proceeds would go towards their 2 organizations. Oh, the Milford Prevention Council, that was the other one. And so it's going to be catered, there's going to be like raffles and stuff, and that's on November 4th. And that, like I said, I've never done anything like that before, so it's a little intimidating. So
Yeah, that'll be fun.
that's our big thing for the end of the year.
we're looking into touring as far as just out of state, just kind of
Yeah.
get our feet wet.
Yeah.
I really want to go to college towns and see. I feel like that's our audience as far, because based on my influences, I just think that's
Mm-hmm.
who we'd hit. So maybe that'll be in the future.
Yeah. And in the meantime, Kate's just, she's like a songwriting machine.
Mm-hmm.
She just has a phone full of just all these half ideas, and so it's,
Yeah, I gotta get it together.
it's like every
I gotta
time she
finish one.
finishes like 12 or so, it's like, all right, time for another album. So that's, we'll probably do that.
Excellent. So I like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourselves that many people might not know.
3.
Jeez, gonna come up with a one.
I know. we were
We
talking.
could do like one, and then
Yeah,
one
we'll have to
together.
brainstorm. Well, what we were talking about was I played soccer in college, which
Okay.
I think not a lot of people know. Well, they do, but not in this scene.
Mhm.
Usually you're either a musician or an athlete.
Right.
So,
Kate was number 2 in the country.
Ooh.
She's so.
I'll just say I'm a soccer player.
Well, you can't really tell by looking at me, but I am one of the biggest Tori Amos fans
All
on
right.
the planet,
That's nice.
and I have her tattooed all on my forearm right
Oh.
there. So
Who I weirdly didn't listen to.
yeah, when I met her, I was
Until-
like, "Do you like Tori?" She's like, "I heard a couple things." And
He's
then,
like, you're a
yeah.
piano
I know, like,
singing, what are you doing? Whoops. It should be the other way around, but it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
We should say our fact about our song, that
Which one?
Puritan,
Oh,
about how my
yeah.
family, I'm a descendant of the preacher in the Salem witch trials. It was
Okay.
Cotton Mather, and we have a creepy song about it. So
Nice.
I always tell people that, and they immediately get really scared of me. But I swear I didn't do it. Nothing to do with it. Sorry.
Alright, so guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. If you want to check out Passing Strange, please visit the link below. And now I'll cut to a performance from Passing Strange. So thanks again, we'll see you soon.